Hi everybody. Today we'll be reading about six philosophical system of Hinduism. Hinduism has so many things that we can learn from, and among them, first one is Nyaya philosophy. Nyaya basically means logic philosophy. Here we study about nature, source of knowledge, and it is just like epistemology in Western philosophy. You can compare it with logic and epistemology, where we study about the nature and source of knowledge, and we study how we can obtain valid knowledge, and for that we have four means or four source for valid knowledge. Just like in epistemology, we have uh, what do we have? We have rationality and rationalism and empiricism. So by through experience and through intuition, we can get knowledge like that, right? Uh, but here we get through these four things, and the most important thing about Nyaya philosophy is that we have five part syllogism, just like logic. That is pratigya, hetu, udaran, upanaya, nigmana, and five things. So just like in syllogism, there are three premises, right? Here we have five, where pratigya is a statement that has to be proved. Hetu means the reason behind it, and udaharan means example, and upanaya means general rule. Here I've written it. And five, nigamana means example. So this is very different from logic and Western philosophy, because it also gives example. So it's more relevant, and that's why we say it has the qualities of metaphysical and epistemological studies. That's about Nyaya philosophy. Let's move on to Sankhya. So Sankhya is basically, it was given by Kapil Muni. Okay, so we know that there is um, dualism. Here it is very easy. If we see Purus and Prakriti, these are the major elements that play role here. Purus means energy, it is just a pure form of energy, and Prakriti means it's matter. Okay, so when Purus and Prakriti, they have interaction, then the whole universe is created. That's what it says. So Purus is just energy, and Prakriti is made of three things. Okay, one is Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. These are the gun. These are the gunas of Prakriti. These are the characters of Prakriti. And Prakriti and Purus, when they meet, Buddhi is created, Mahaj is created, and through Mahaj, Ahankar is created, and through that 23 tattvas are created, and total 25 tattvas are there in Sankhya philosophy. And as per this, if we realize the dualism between Purus and Prakriti, then only we can get moksha. Okay, so for moksha prapti, we need to realize that Purusha is different from Prakriti, and Purus has its own existence, and it has to realize its own energy, right? So that's how we can get moksha, that is called kavalya. Okay, so I've written everything here, you can just see. We move forward to Vedanta. Vedanta was given by Vaisesikha. So what happened is that there are Veds and Upanishads, right, in Eastern Hindu philosophy, where Ved means there are four Veds, right? So when we derive the conclusion of Ved, then it is Vedanta. It's Vedanta, ending, the conclusion that is arrived after reading all the Veds. So there are three canons of Vedanta. They are Upanishads, Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. So from Brahma Sutra, we have actually gained all of this knowledge regarding Vedanta, because Brahma Sutra was written by Vaisesikha, which is the logical foundation of Vedanta. That Brahma Sutra was commented by one Sankaracharya. The commentary of Sankaracharya on Brahma Sutra gave foundation, or it gave birth to Advaita philosophy. right? Advait Vedanta and Visishta Advait Vedanta. This is when, this is qualified monism, when Manuja Rishi, um, I don't know how to pronounce it, Ramanu Rishi, he gave Visishta Advait Vedanta when he did commentary on Brahmasutra, not Brahmastra. So Dvaita philosophy is another philosophy which was given by Madhava through his commentary of Vedanta. So Advait means everything. You is me is you, everything is everything. So Dvait means dualism, Advait means monism, okay? We only have one thing, that is God, Brahman, Satya, Jagat Mithya. Everything is illusion, Maya. Everything is Maya except for Brahman. Brahman means the pure consciousness, and we can reach the pure consciousness because we are Brahman. Atman is Brahman. We have to realize that everything is one, God is one, there's no concept of deity, everything is the same, right? So that thou art, that you are, is the Brahman or pure consciousness. You have to realize that there's no difference between you and me and God and me and everything, right? So this is Advait philosophy is the heart of Vedanta. So you have to read this firstly, then other things you'll understand by yourself. Okay, that's it about Vedanta. Let's move forward to Vaisesikha. Vaisesikha was given by Kanada Rishi. This is actually the theory of ontology in Western philosophy. Here is like, okay, so this philosophy talks about atoms. It is also called atomism philosophy, where we say that there is physical existence of reality, there is role of atoms. When small atoms combine together, some yoga happens, and the combination gives formation to the new entity, right? That is how physical existence of reality is created, through atoms. So this philosophy also talks about cosmology and atoms and everything. So 7 Vishesa means particularity. So 7 categories are padartha of the universe. How is this universe made of? So G, A, S, I, Q, and P. That's what I've written. J means generality. A means action, right? S means substance. I means inherence, and Q means quality. Then P means particularity, and means non-existence. So guna means quality, Q, and action means karma. So Vishesa means particularity. All of these things make up universe. Okay, so one thing, substance has some qualities, and then this quality is like dravya, whatever. All of these things make up universe. That's it about Vaisesikha. But let's move on to Mimansa. Mimansa is interpretation of Vedic Veds, and it is particularly about rules to interpret Veds. So, but how is it relevant in philosophy? We'll just focus on one part of Mimansa, that is, it has given 21, Ved has given 21 yagyas that we could do. And among them, there is 5 yagya in Grihasti that we can do, like Dev Yagya, Karma, Dev Yagya, Brahma Yagya, Pitri Yagya, and Bhautik Yagya. So these things help us know about practicality of Vedas, Karma Kanda, and how do we perform all the ritual. So it talks about ritualistic things which helps us be in a ritual, and it's for everyday life. So Grihastha philosophy is for everyday life. Also, there are 6 axioms to interpret all the Veds. We have to interpret Veds carefully because it's God. It's not written by human for us to interpret in our own terms. It has to be interpreted strictly. Okay. So that's about Mimansa, and yoga is basically about Patanjali, where we do different asanas and physical postures, which helps us reach moksha through samadhi. So there are 8 elements of Astanga philosophy given by yoga, which is Patanjali. That is, here you can see yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. Yama means all the restraints you cannot do. You cannot lie, you cannot steal. Niyam means you have to be bound by certain ethical things, you have to follow that. Asana means physical posture. Pranayam means you have to do mindfulness and all the breath work. And pratyahar means you have to leave certain bad habits and certain things, surrenders. Dharana means concentration, dhyana means meditation, samadhi means you finally reach samadhi after you do all this procedure, right? So this is the basic thing. We could have gotten in detail, but I wanted to explain it in 10 minutes. That's why. Thank you.